This important news update is coming to you from testimonyofthechwowitnesses.com. Please check with this website often for more important news updates. Today is July the 10th. Now that the 4th of July celebrations have ended, the U.S. government is moving quickly to quell all dissent. Their plan is to quickly declare the state of national martial law throughout the United States. Many people are aware that the Department of Homeland Security has been in a frenzy, buying up guns and ammunition as they prepare for something very big. What they are preparing for is the declaration of national martial law. They are not in the least interested in protecting the American people. The Department of Homeland Security is interested in protecting the government from all forms of dissent and anything that would interfere with the implementation of national martial law. The massive database the U.S. government has been building has a primary purpose that most people are not aware of. The U.S. government is scrambling to create lists of all those who would protest or dissent against their plans. The government plan is to intercept all those who would do so before they get the chance. Some people are already aware of the existence of the red list and the blue list. Millions of U.S. citizens are already on these lists. The red list is a list of all those people who are an immediate threat to the American government. The blue list is a list of those who would openly dissent and protest against the American government, especially against their implementation of national martial law. The presence of cameras at public protests has been for the purpose of putting everyone who is protesting on one of these lists. The red list is for the leaders. The blue list is for the followers. Adam Kokesh is on the red list. He is considered to be an immediate threat to the U.S. government. Is Adam Kokesh a threat to the government? Yes, he is. What did he do? He simply expressed acts of civil disobedience in response to a government who has now officially broken their solemn vows, the vows that they took in order to have their elected positions. The U.S. government is systematically and actively destroying the American Constitution, the same Constitution they swore to uphold. And as a result, American citizens are no longer free. Adam Kokesh is indeed an immediate threat to the current American government because he is not cooperating with their agenda to disarm the American citizens. In fact, he is doing the complete opposite. What is the U.S. government's new response to non-violent protesters like Kokesh? They used a Nazi-style raid on his home to strip him of all his rights, liberties, and freedoms. They broke down his front door and used a stun grenade. They ransacked his home, broke into his safe, and stole his belongings. They then ripped him from his home and dragged him off to a detention center. Historically, this raid is the beginning of a series of raids on the households of non-violent American citizens who are on the red and blue lists. You have now been warned. If you believe you might be on the red list because of your involvement in leading public protests, you would be wise to consider the following. When you hear the knock on your door and you see the men in black coming to take you away, know this. If you don't have a 4x4 piece of lumber anchored against the doorknob from the inside of your home and anchored to the floor or to a wall, you probably won't have time to plug your ears before the stun grenades go off. If you don't want to risk getting tinnitus and permanent hearing loss, then it is best to have your doors barricaded from the inside with a solid piece of wood anchored against the door handle and another against the hinges. And be forewarned, no number of weapons can possibly protect you from the most heavily armed and tyrannical government in the history of the human race. Yes, American citizens have the constitutional right to bear arms, but the decision to use arms against an absolutely insane, tyrannical, and militarized government, one that is following Hitler's example of turning against its own citizens, is simply suicide. And suicide is a form of insanity, and that would make you no better than them. Under no circumstances should you use arms against the American government. To do so would be stupid, irresponsible, and would most certainly do harm to all of your loved ones who care so much about you. Remember, you are not battling flesh and blood, but all the powers of hell moving through this present tyrannical American government under the rule of the Antichrist incarnate. The U.S. as a country is the Obama nation of desolation. But know this, all of heaven is watching, and the Most High true God will only allow this to go so far before he intervenes. If you want to know more important details about what is presently unfolding in these end times, read testimonyofthechewitnesses.com. You don't have much time left, and so I strongly suggest you use it wisely. This is Pope Peter the Last, signing off for testimonyofthechewitnesses.com.